Okay. Hello, everyone. It's Mystic Mama Divine Healing here on May 11th, 2021 to do a twin flame reading. This could be any twin flame in the general collective. If you resonate with it, then it's for you. If you don't, then it's not for you. Maybe it'll be next time. Today is a new moon. It is the new moon in Taurus. It's also Jupiter moving in Pisces. I'm not an astrologer or anything, but I do keep up and read a little bit. So I'm growing more and more. And I do understand that this, from my understanding, that this is the first time that the Jupiter has come into Pisces for a decade, okay? What were you doing 10 years ago in 2011? It's the same type of energy, but it's not the same. So myself personally, 10 years ago, I was trying to move out of some energy that was keeping me constricted, keeping me closed up, not allowing me to grow into fruition. There are some things we all have to do our work, and I'm still doing some work there. I found out lately that I still get triggered by little things so that just lets me know I have more work to do. As I said, this is going to be a twin flame reading. If it resonates with you, accept it. If it doesn't, don't worry about it. The energy is interchangeable. Like you could be a divine masculine and be a female, and you could be a divine feminine and be a male. So I've already shuffled the deck. It is the new moon. It seems like on new moons and full moons, Mystic Mama be popping. Okay, so I have been busy since I got off work, non-stop, but I decided to hop on and do this reading. As I said, the decks have been shuffled and cleansed, and let's raise the vibration. Okay. Seems I do that so much better when I'm not on camera. But it still raises the vibration. Okay, so let's just see where the twin flames are on this new moon. Let's get an energy check in on the twin flames, okay? I'm going to try not to keep this so long because I have stuff to do here in my apartment. As I told you guys a little while ago, I started a new job, so my schedule is all over the place. Mystic Mama is keeping up with her private readings, and therefore I'm pretty busy, and I am definitely grateful to be pretty busy. Okay, these I do not want to put them over here. All right, so let's just get energy check-in on the twin flames. What's going on with the twin flame spirit? I'm calling in my guides, my angels, my way showers, my ancestors to usher in my Orisha so that the highest messages can be received that I can deliver to my viewers. Let nothing that would come to harm me or to put up obstacles be here, be it removed, so that I can channel clear messages, clear and concise for my viewer. Okay, I've already shuffled the deck, as you guys know. I always give it one more shuffle and cut on camera. What's going on with the twin flames on May 11th, 2021? New moon in, wow, so Ace of Cups, okay? So the overall energy for the twin flames is an invitation of love. This is an invitation of love that maybe your partner, the person that you're thinking about, your twin flame, wants to offer you, or you are offering yourself, because you really cannot offer someone an empty cup. You have to fill your cup up, and they have to fill their cup up. So their overall energy is working on filling up their cups, okay? So that's nice, that's sweet. Okay, I'm gonna pull 5 cards, Spirit. 5 cards for what's going on between the masculine and the feminine. Someone's feeling isolated and alone. or maybe both. Okay, the Death card. I'm not pulling any reversals. The Death card. Four Wands, Twin Flame cards. Okay, and what else? Two more cards. Ten of Wands and the Nine of Pentacles with the Page of Wands in reverse, on the bottom of the deck. Okay. 2, 4, 5. Okay, I see the Five of Pentacles. Okay, this is a person or a person's being left out, feeling isolated and alone. The Divine Masculine, Divine Feminine, someone has pulled their energy away, and that person is a lone wolf. They're by themselves. They're riding this thing out alone. They're feeling like they've been abandoned. Okay, and there is a change, though. There's a change. There's a want to change this. Okay, so someone's left someone isolated and alone, abandoned someone, has just not, maybe perhaps ghosted. The Divine Masculine, we do know, is famous for ghosting, but maybe you, Divine Feminine, have ghosted. I do recognize that in the collective, the Divine Healing Collective, there are some Divine Feminines who are moving off of their journey because they've had enough. They can't take it, and there is nothing wrong with that. I did have a reading a little while ago where Spirit actually told the Divine Feminine that was sitting across the table from me it was time to release her ex, but she has manifested a soulmate, and the Spirit also shared in that reading that this was okay. Okay, so if there is a need for a change and you need to walk off your journey because you can't take it anymore, then the transition is here. A death that has to end. If you can't take the pain of the isolation and the pain of the ghosting, this is a situation where this person, though, in this particular reading, what I see here is that this leaving, this walking behind and leaving this person behind, this has caused a lot of pain. It's caused a lot of pain on both sides. The Divine Masculine and the Divine Feminine are both hurting, and there's both want of a change. They want this behavior to change because they want to change and move forward to the Four of Wands. This is the Twin Flame card, the Four of Wands. Traditionally, you see the two on each side that looks like 1111, and there's like a reef or whatever, a victory or something going on. In this particular deck, this is a Twin Flame Journey Tarot by Mystic Moon. This is about foundation and commitment. So this is changing a death to a foundation and commitment, which has come and which became a burden. Okay, so this is, when I see this card, I do see the Four of Wands and do understand traditionally that this may be, it is about a solid foundation. It does say foundation and commitment, but it's also a house that's being lifted up into the clouds by some balloons. So this is not stable. I mean, if those balloons were cut, this foundation, this house would come crumbling and crushing and just be completely demolished because it's in the air. So in my understanding, that this is changing from something that is not stable, that is like almost fantasy-like, because it's impossible for helium, maybe, but this is a pretty big house, so those balloons aren't going to hold that, and it's become a burdensome. That's why there's a need to be a change, because there is a burden connected to this. There is a burden of being in a foundation and commitment where it's become too much. But this person who is involved, who is in this person has this is a light bulb, and that light bulb has been illuminated. So this 10 of Wands, which is going to break down to a 1, and 1 is a new beginning. Although this person is burdened by this commitment that is not on solid ground. The house is beautiful, but it's up in the air, and it could come crashing down because it's become a heavy burdensome, because the person who is involved with that actually wants to be independent. They want to be on their own, okay? They might be seeing their feminine as an independent. I do get the feeling that this is the masculine. And they see excitement and excitement and curiosity about awakening, like this heavy burden. This light is illuminating, understanding that, hey, there is more to life than just this house with this foundation. They want to change that and come out, because they are still feeling alone, even though they're in a house and it's become burdensome, and they want to be single. Okay, this person wants to be single. I am getting the feeling that this is a divine masculine. Divine feminine is standing in her power. There is an ace of cups. The divine feminine has always been there holding her ace of cups, okay, while she's done her work. She's been filling her cup up with her own things. So let's get some clarifiers, please, for the the 5 of Pentacles, since I can't speak. The Ice of Pentacles, please, Spirit. What's the Ice of Pentacles? The Ice of Pentacles. The 5 of Pentacles, ice. Maybe that, ice, being cold. All right, there's a lot that came out here. I'll put them back in the deck. I don't want those. I just want one card, Spirit, for isolated and alone. Thank you. Yeah, missed opportunity. Isolated and alone. The 4 of Cups, because this divine masculine, this divine masculine has walked away from his divine feminine, and his divine feminine has been feeling like she's alone, but also the divine feminine is feeling, the divine masculine is also feeling isolated and alone. They're kind of sharing this energy here. And the divine masculine, because he did walk away and ghost, okay, and maybe the divine feminine, and is tired of being left alone, tired of being, and it might be a missed opportunity. Like I said, there are some divine feminines walking off of their journey because they've been given a soulmate, because Spirit is not going to allow a person who continues to do their work to do such diligent work, because this is about what you do in the collective, for this person to just be, it's cruel, okay? Energy at the bottom of the deck is the moon, illusions, things being revealed. What's the transition about? What's the death card about, Spirit? Yeah, so the divine masculine is sitting there looking at this portal, looking at the portal, looking at the light, thinking he's missed an opportunity. And some of them have, okay? Some of the divine masculines have missed the opportunity. Yeah, a death to not giving equally, okay? Divine masculine is really in his feels, and he does want to change his behavior. He wants to change his life completely. He wants to start giving the world to his feminine. Maybe the feminine is given the world, and when you say the world, it could be monetarily, it could be, but the feminine has possibly changed her world, okay? And she's looking for reciprocity. She's not getting reciprocity, therefore she may have walked off the journey. And this is why the divine masculine is feeling that he has taken too long, perhaps, okay, to come forth. But there is a change, a wanting to change this behavior, or wanting to be with this feminine, okay? Understanding that the opportunity isn't too late, because this is what they want to do. They actually want reciprocity, okay? This is the 6 of Pentacles. The 6 of Pentacles, the 6 is a number that talks about reunion. It talks about the past. And this is understanding that what you did in the past, you didn't give fairly to your feminine. And you want to change that behavior, divine masculine. So that's what's happening. And that's sweet. So what's the wand? The 4 of Wands about? What's the 4 of Wands about? Oh my goodness, I'm about to fall over trying to get this card. Okay, it comes out again. The Page of Wands, excitement and curiosity. See, this has become stale. This, I mean, it's just like a house in the sky, and it's a beautiful house. Yes, it's pretty, and but it's a facade. Okay, houses, you know, this house is it's being held by air. There is nothing stable. It's not grounded. This place, this house, this institution, this relationship, there is something not grounded in this relationship. And the divine masculine wants to move on. He wants to have, he's curious. He wants to understand. This is a divine masculine who is awakening, recognizing that he's missed an opportunity, or she, remember the energy is interchangeable, has missed an opportunity, wanting to change, that the fact that they left their divine feminine in the cold, and she feels completely abandoned. Okay, she feels like that she's wasted time. She might have wasted years being, you know, and feeling abandoned, and having given all to, in the past, given all to the divine masculine, just to end up with, you know, no foundation at all, something just floating in the air. It's not solid, it's not grounded. There should be a commitment, but this divine masculine has an understanding that, you know, there's more to life, that this foundation and this commitment, that to find out, to seek, to understand that what was burdensome. And there's an idea, this divine masculine has realized that there is a light, okay? Like a light bulb has turned off, they've got an idea. There's an idea in their head, and that 10 breaks down to a 1 for a new beginning. So this is a person, the Page of Wands also wants to have knowledge, pages want to give messages, so there may be a message coming in. They are excited because of this illumination, this is understanding of, you know, I have a choice. I don't have to be in a foundation and commitment that's really not solid, that's just floating. At any moment, all those cuts, all these can be severed, and this house will go crashing to the ground and be demolished. But this divine masculine knows this, and is kind of excited and curious. What's at the bottom of the deck is justice, knowing that there's been no justice, okay? This is a soul contract, having an understanding. That's 11, and wow, today is the 11th. There's justice. This divine masculine, this has been a heavy burden for them. They know that there is justice. They have an understanding that this relationship, relationship is divinely, and they're curious about it. They're excited about it. But it's also a heavy burden, because this is meaning to leave something behind that actually look like a strong foundation and a strong commitment. They are involved with maybe another job, maybe a relationship with someone, a romantic relationship with someone that appears to be solid. If you see your divine masculine on social media and everything looks like, you know, all peaches and cream, it's not, okay? All the glitter's not gold, and this house is not on a solid foundation, all right? So, but the divine masculine is not worried about that, because the divine masculine knows that shit is not on a solid foundation, and they're actually curious because there's been an awakening, and they are really curious about and excited about moving forward and learning more, because what has used to be so great and wondrous, they want to change that because it's become burdensome, and they want a new start, and they have an idea. They have an idea of how to move forward, and they're going to, because they're headed toward that independent energy, okay? And it could be them looking at the divine feminine, who is looking out. She's looking out ahead. She's not, the divine masculine staring at her from behind. She's not really going to turn. She's not worried about it, because she's turning her back, okay? She's not going to continue in this burdensome energy. It's too much. It's too much. Okay, so what's the 10 of Wands about? The 10 of Wands, please, Spirit. What's the twins? What's up with the twins? Okay. Yeah. This whole situation has become so burdensome, because why? This divine masculine wants to offer his cup. There are two cups. She's holding a cup, filling her cup. He's holding and filling his cup. Understanding that nobody can make you happy. Nobody can fill your cup. Your cup can't be filled if you're not healing your wounds. All right. If you're on a twin flame journey, this is not about the end of the, oh, I love you, I love you, I love you. Because at the end of the day, the divine masculine, divine feminine, independence, okay? Coming together after achieving independence successfully. Being in your own strength, your own power, then reuniting. You have to heal. You can't be in this heavy burden. You have to change. There has to be a death to the old ways. You can't start out. This is where you ended up isolated and alone. That has to change because the foundation was weak. There was no foundation. It was burdensome, and they want to be independent because this burden stopped. This burden was not in line with what the Spirit has offered. This is what the Spirit, this is who you are. There is a divine partnership. There's a Two of Cups. So there is a divine partnership, and this divine masculine knows it. The divine feminine, she's been noted. And she's independent, okay? The divine feminine, she's doing her thing. But the divine masculine, he wants to do his thing. He wants to be in the divine partnership. He does want this divine partnership. He wants this fake-ass foundation to change. He's excited, actually, and really curious, and also kind of scared, okay? But because what? Knowing, look at this. This is progress. This is the Nine of Pentacles, and what? Being independent, both of you. The divine feminine is already independent. The divine masculine is looking at her and wanting to be in this same energy. And he's going to be, or she is going to be. There is the Two of Cups here, which is a divine partnership, okay? There is the Six of Pentacles, which is union. There's a Four of Wands. That's, you know, these cards here are speaking to the fact that this is where they're headed. There is independence. The divine feminine's already there. The bottom, to clarify the Nine of Pentacles, is the Ten of Pentacles. That's the 9 and the 10. That's forward progress. This relationship is moving forward progress. Divine feminine, if you don't see any movement at all, trust and believe that your divine masculine is going through. Your divine masculine knows this is a divine partnership and wants to move forward. But they don't want to move forward in the same vein, okay? They want, look at that, 2, 2, 2. They don't want to move forward in the same vein. They do want to have their independence. They want to be able to stand on their own because they do know achieving their independence, you've achieved your independence. You come together for the ultimate achievement is union, okay? And figuring out the balancing act, figuring out, stop balancing things. So that's what the energy is between the twins, okay? Which is some nice energy. There's some work there, but that's some nice energy. So that's what's happening between the twins. Now I want to get a little bit of juice about, get some more to the story. Let's get some more to the story. Okay, so there is a divine masculine who, energy at the bottom of the deck, the main female, okay? Divine masculine is concerned about his main female. That's the divine feminine. There you go, right there. So the divine feminine is in his thoughts. Can't make it up. There she is, same hairstyle and everything. She's in his thoughts. She's his muse. This is the reason he's wanting to move forward, because he may have perhaps wanted to try to get out of her thoughts, not have her in his thoughts. Moved on in a relationship, or having other relationships to, you know, numb the feeling of the divine feminine. There's possibly substance, you know, alcohol, maybe drugs, to numb this feeling. People use sex to numb this feeling. People use work to get other things out of their mind. Whatever it is divine masculine has tried his best to do this. Okay, he really did try his best. He left her alone. He left the divine feminine out in the cold. Okay, but then all to have a realization that this is a divine partnership. All right, he knows that's his divine feminine. He also wants to get out of the situation that he's in because it's become too much of a burden. Okay, too much of a burden to him. So give me some card spirit for what's happening. Okay, there is marriage. All right, so there may be a marriage or a commitment that's causing issues between these two. What else is causing the blockages between the divine masculine and the divine feminine coming into union? There is a commitment. The divine feminine might be married, the divine masculine might be married, or in a long marriage, or engaged, or living with someone. But that is what's causing the blockage for the divine feminine and the divine masculine. Okay, bad health. All right, bad health. This marriage has caused some bad health between. There may be literally some bad health, or this relationship is in bad health because the divine feminine is here and the divine masculine has tried to remove her, but there may just be a bad relationship in this marriage, and it's unhealthy. The relationship is unhealthy is what I'm getting. That the divine feminine sits there holding her rose, or his rose. Oh, I love this. She has so many flowers. I love flowers. I was feeling kind of bad today, and before I came home from work, I stopped and bought myself some flowers. When I finish doing this, I'm going to go cut them and put them in the vase. But yeah, there is divine feminine there. There is an unhealthy relationship. Yep, there is a 2, 3, and a 4. Okay, 2, 3, and a 4. This is progress, and it's an unhealthy relationship. Okay, what else is going on in this that's stopping the union between the divine masculine and divine feminine? What is stopping them from coming forth? Okay. Great fortune. Okay, so there may be instance where the divine masculine or the divine feminine is in an unhealthy relationship, but there's great fortune around. Okay, there is materialistic. This divine masculine is very materialistic, has put himself in a situation that is unhealthy. And why? Because of materialistic things. Money, status, anything materialistic that you could think of, okay? And is remaining in an unhealthy situation because there's great fortune. Maybe they can't leave because they don't have a lot of money, okay? Maybe they can't leave or move forward with their feminine because they have a lot of responsibilities too. There could be children involved here. This is a marriage. There could be children. It's an unhealthy relationship, and there is an unhealthy relationship with money here as well. There is the divine, this is unhealthy. This is an unhealthy attitude toward material things and physical things. Yep. Family room. This is a grand house. This family room is empty though, okay? So even though the house is all grand and everything, there's nobody in it. There's nobody enjoying those things. The people that live here aren't even present for each other. They're not present in their own space, okay? And it's grand, it's great fortune, but it's unhealthy, and there is no happiness. It's an empty room. People are in different parts of the house. People aren't even, really chilling together. They might come together. Everything is purely functional. It's purely, you got to pay the bills. We got to, what do you want for dinner? Planning things, family things. But the family is really not even there because this is an unhealthy relationship with material and superficial things, okay? Maybe your person, when they become more mature, they'll recognize it, but right now, it's not a lot swinging there. It's an empty family room. It's sad. There's not even a fucking dog, okay? There's nothing there, okay? And there is the death card, the coffin. What is this? Oh my goodness. And they want to move, okay? Somebody wants to move from there. There's nothing happening here. This is an unhealthy relationship with money, materialistic, superficial things. This is nothing coming together as a family, even though everything that you need is there. There's even a fire. There's even a warm fire there to enjoy it. These are empty souls. These are people just moving about, not even seeing each other, okay? Not even seeing each other because it's so unhealthy. So there needs to be a change there. Somebody's moving. Okay, somebody's packing up their shit, looks like the Divine Masculine, and just wants to change. So if he's not doing this Divine Feminine, it's definitely in his mind. He wants to leave this situation because it's been a lot of fucking work. Okay, it's been a lot of work. Where we at? All right, so I'm going to move these over just a wee bit. And let's get a clarifier for the marriage, please. Clarify the marriage card. I mean, they don't even look at them. This just looks like function. That's not, look at their eyes. You can't see a lot of joy there. This is just moving through the motions. This is a marriage that is done. This is a relationship that is done. But they are putting on a front. They are acting like everything is cool, but it's an unhealthy relationship. And it's all about what? Great fortune, okay? What they think is, you know, there might be money and cars and trips and beautiful clothes. And these are people who are really only concerned about superficial shit, material things. There is, you know... And it's sad because what the Divine Masculine has found out that his fucking, even though you have this beautiful home, it's empty. It's empty. It's devoid of spirit. It's devoid of love. It's devoid of compassion. It's devoid of happiness. There's nobody there. The Divine Masculine, you can't even see yourself, let alone see the other people. Your house is empty. It's beautiful, but it's empty. And guess what? Divine Masculine wants to leave. He wants to leave that. Okay? He wants to leave it. All right, so let's go ahead. Divine Feminine, you sitting over there just looking at what's going on, holding that rose, waiting for your Divine Masculine to get the hell out of this situation, okay? And you know what? The Divine Feminine is not sitting there with her finger up her butt, as I always say. She's the Ace of Cups. She's doing her thing. I mean, the Divine Feminine and the Devine Healing Gang, gang. Y'all are, I am, and if I haven't said it to you, and I think I have, I am very proud of the work that the Divine Feminine and the Divine Feminine, the Mystic Mama Divine Healing Gang, I am so proud of the people that have come. You inspire me. You actually do inspire me on my own personal journey. Because as you know, this journey ain't easy. It ain't for the weak. But you signed up for it. I signed up for it. And honestly, it is the most rewarding relationship I've had in my entire life because there's nothing like it. But what's going on with this marriage? What's happening with this loveless marriage, this loveless commitment? What's happening with that? So clarify that, please, Spirit. Clarify that for us, please. Hello. Clarify that, Spirit. Clarify that. Okay, a lot of cards to go through. I'm just going to flip. What's going on? Okay. There's a house. There's that house, that big fine house again. Yeah. There is a marriage that, you know, the foundation, the foundation came out before. Where was that? It's all surrounding a house. Look at that big fine house. This is an institution, okay, that has become what? A whole fucking burden. And, you know, and what else? The house is fucking empty. There's no love in that house. So this is confirming that this is being in a big, fine, fancy, schmancy house. And there is an institution there. So there may be, you know, somebody wanting to be married. And then there looks, look at this over here on the other side. It looks like some kind of I don't know. I see death, okay? I just see the light over here and I see the darkness over here. So there's a lot going on behind the scenes in this great big house that leaves this empty, leaves the family room empty. And it also leaves the Divine Masculine wanting to get the hell up out of there because it's not what it appears to be. So again, Divine Feminine, if you're seeing things that look so great and you thinking that your Divine Masculine is living that high on the hog, understand that he's miserable there. And there is it's such an unhealthy relationship all around. But for the sake of what it looks like, wanting to hold on to materialistic things, even thinking that spiritually that's where they should be, but obviously not, because the family room is empty. There's no joy here, okay? There is people moving around just faking the funk, just going through the motions, and that's sad. Bad health. What's the bad health about? What's the bad health about, Spirit? Bad health. Wanting to be an official person, you know, really wanting to make this relationship official. That's a 4. That's about a foundation. Really, and it's clarifying the 4. This is a 31, which is a 4, and this is a 22, which is a 4. So there was really a desire for a strong foundation, wanting to make this official, wanting to actually possibly go toward a marriage, but there wasn't, okay? There is no marriage because the family room is empty. The karmic, because this is obviously a karmic, and because this is a twin flame reading, so this marriage with this unhealthy behavior is unhealthy, and it may have gotten even unhealthier because the karmic wanted marriage. She wanted to be official, and this is not being official. The family room is empty, and the divine masculine is leaving because this is an unhealthy relationship. But wanting to look a certain kind of way, the divine masculine obviously did want, because of the cards that came up before, he did leave his divine feminine. He did walk away, ghost her completely, to be in this relationship, to be committed, and to be official in that relationship. But the shit is unhealthy as fuck. Okay, it's not really working out that way. What's up with the great fortune? The great fortune, please. Occupation. Yeah, working really hard. This may be, you know, a family with this great fortune. There may be a family business involved here, okay? Because we're talking about the marriage, the foundation, the official person. So this is working toward looking to see that, you know, and this person, your divine masculine, may be part of a family who is a family that has the potential or has great fortune. But the divine masculine, he's not really part of that. The divine masculine is working, okay? He's working. He's not, this situation is not benefiting him, all right? And he has to be steady and diligent about his occupation. But his occupation, that's a 7, okay? So this is a 7 to me, is like a spiritual number, okay? And I believe that this divine masculine, with this light over here, this position, let them continue to work, because working toward this great fortune and doing all this hard work with this divine, with this karmic, to be a part of this grand foundation, this wonderful house, and to make it official, trying to be official in an unhealthy relationship based on materialistic things, you're gonna have to work, okay? Because it does not feel to me that this is equally balanced, because this is hard work, and that's not coming from no great fortune, okay? She's definitely a seamstress from the industrial period. They wasn't making a lot of money, but this has left this room empty, okay? The family room is empty. It's a shame too, because it should be warm. There's a fire roaring. There should be a dog. There should be children. You know, there should be, this room should be filled with love, and it has light, and it has, but it's empty, and that speaks volumes. So there's a house, a beautiful house, that has no love in it. And there is a change. There is a change coming. This is a 9. And that divine masculine is packing. So divine feminine, if you have not heard from your divine masculine, and just understand that this is not easy, and they are going through a lot, you know. Think about what you went through when you had to leave your soul, the ego, behind. What's that about? Yeah, sudden wealth, okay? Sudden wealth. There's an 11. Leaving this space. Okay, this is a 21 and 11. Isn't that crazy? Today is 11/21. 2021. Yeah, so leaving, suddenly wealthy, okay? Suddenly wealthy, suddenly realizing that sudden wealth, and I'm not taking this, even though you do see this lottery, your person might be a person that likes to play the lottery, or so if you do, if your person does like to play, this might be a good time to play, because this is an 11 and that's a 21, so if the numbers, is it too late to play the numbers? But play the numbers, you might be suddenly wealthy, and you'll be able to make that change, you'll be able to move a little bit faster, or just keep on playing the numbers, maybe play the numbers 11, 21, I don't know, do something. This is something about numbers. Your person may be a person that is lucky hitting numbers. Maybe you should go to Atlantic City, Las Vegas, or go out to one of these old, Midwest, Midwest Kansas. Let me stop. I'm from Jersey, and Atlantic City is all that compared to what's out here in the Midwest. But what I am saying here is that this family room is empty, and maybe you need to go play some numbers, take a chance, and gamble, believing that you would be suddenly wealthy, and you actually ended up with half-ass nothing, but with a family room that's bare, and now you packing your shit and ready to go. So maybe you do need to go play some numbers. Maybe, there you go again, thinking about your divine feminine. She's in your mind. She's in your muse. You've seen her, okay? The divine feminine, the divine feminines I know, including myself, have worked our butts off to be where we are, who stand in our truth, okay? And are independent, all right? And not stressing, okay? Manifesting. Manifest this sudden wealth. Manifest the reason to change. Manifest this divine masculine, because you have the Ace of Cups here to fill up, so you want to offer it to somebody, okay? You want to offer it, you want change. You want to get away from that cold existence. So go play the numbers, okay? 7-11. 7, 11, 21, 9, 26, 34, 22, 31, 3, 20. Play some numbers. Play some numbers. Okay, what's this change about, Spirit? What's the change about? What's the change about? Ooh. Okay. Your relationship may be affected by a child. Your divine masculine may not be moving because of a child. There may be a child on the way. Who knows? Who knows? Distant horizons. Divine masculine has been thinking about leaving this situation, has been thinking about in the distant horizon, looking at things from a higher perspective. Look at that bird in the air, realizing that they have been weighing themselves down, okay? That they are seeing things differently, that they, what they thought was impossible is actually, they're seeing that is possible. The 3 and the 6 is the 9, and it's also clarifying the 9 for change. All right, there is going to be a change here. There's a change in your divine masculine. He's looking at things differently. He has a higher perspective, a higher understanding of what's happening in this relationship. Okay? And in his own personal circumstances, all right? Because of this child, okay? Perhaps believing that they couldn't make anything happen because of a child. If there has, that when I will tell you, if there are some instances, if there is something in your person's past, in their childhood, that like feelings of abandonment, etc., neglect and abandonment, and they have a child, well, they will, stay in an unhealthy relationship, especially because they want their child to have every opportunity, all right? And wanted, if they didn't have the family, they want their child to have the family. But what is the purpose of having a family if the fucking thing is cold? Your child will grow up with this, seeing an empty family, seeing people who aren't there. Because if you think children don't pick up better than adults about a relationship that's undone, yeah. And what else is there here? Yeah, change in the distant horizons. Change this, looking at things from a higher perspective, because this relationship, even though there may be fucking money, the house is fine, the houses are fine, they want to make it official. The divine masculine is working his ass off. He's in this, but he's not in it, if you know what I mean. This is a relationship that's unhealthy, big time. And it has starved him out. That 3 and the 7 is a 10, and he's tired of it. Tired of being broke. The divine masculine may be broke. Okay? Maybe, and this is starved the relationship with who? The lovers. Who's he going to offer this cup to? Where is this? Ooh, it has, it has starved the relationship and has become such a burden. Okay, it's a burden to turn your back on what you know is a divine partnership. All right, a divine partnership, and they turn their back on it. Okay, maybe they said, no, maybe I'll do it in the distant horizon, but they have decided that they want to move, they want to change, because they see they are awakened. Divine feminine, your masculine has awakened, and it sees things from a higher perspective and is ready to pull up that and move on, because he has starved the relationship with you and concerned that your relationship is in the dumps. Okay, that he's possibly too late. Remember, what was that missed opportunity, looking and thinking that maybe, the divine feminine, she don't want his ass no more. You might have missed this, because why? He was so busy being superficial and so busy being materialistic and trying to create a family in an empty ass family room. Okay, it's not even there. So he's recognized that. He's looking at things from a higher perspective, recognizing that that relationship has starved the lover. Okay, his love is not there. It's frozen. It's not. It's solid, but it's not there. The relationship in that house is empty. These cards have come out before. Frozen in time. It has starved the relationship completely. It's devoid of love. There's nothing there. And why is it there, or why is she there? Because there's a child. Period. Point blank. Okay, so that's what's going on. All right, so this divine masculine, this divine feminine, if they had an opportunity to speak to each other, what is it that they want to say? First, let's see what the divine masculine is hiding. At the bottom of the deck was the beginnings. Oh, that's sweet. Energy at the bottom of the deck. There's resentment, stinging words, bitterness, and anger. Okay, so between them, their stinging words. The divine feminine may have said some sharp shit. The divine masculine may have said some sharp shit. But there is some resentment. Okay, there's a resentment because these two have not come together, and you have to do your work, because the spirit's not going to allow you to come together. Divine feminine, do your work. Divine masculine, do your work. When people say do your work, we're talking about healing. If you have things that you hurt you when you were a child, forgive yourself as a child. Recognize that you were worthy of love. Forgive your parents for being shitty fucking parents. You don't know what kind of parents they had, okay? And maybe you do, but you can't do but so much. That's why you need to protect yourself, protect your child, because the child is there. All right, the child is there, and that's your concern. Okay, your concern is the child, and you gave this person the highest honor because of that child. But look at your ass, you on a battlefield, child, please. Okay, and you resent that, and your divine feminine trust, she resents it too. She resents it too. So you may have had some words. You may have had some words. Or you may be having some words in that empty ass family room. I don't know. You tell me. Okay, so we got 3 cards coming out. There's distance. That has caused a distance. There's harmony here. And there is also better off. Okay. And at the bottom of the deck is clarity. Honesty, intention, and truth. Intention. Set intentions for what it is that you want. Tonight is the new moon. Tonight is the new moon in Taurus. The new moon is about setting your intentions. So I do a ritual twice a month, full moon, new moon, and set your intentions for clarity. I want to see clearly what's ahead of me. I want to set the intention to know that I want to love and respect and honor and be cherished, okay, that I deserve that, and that's what I'm going to have. Distance, barriers, separation in space, okay? Divine masculine knows that he has caused these barriers, that he has caused the separation and the space between you and the distance between you is because of his. And I'm not even saying that the divine feminine is all perfect, and because look, this resentment, there's some bitter words, some stinging words. I know my mouth can be quite choppy, okay? I can chop your ass up, although I try not to, because my divine masculine is super sensitive, so I try not to, but sometimes that feeling that you get, you're like, dude, I know you have this going on. I know that's what your concern is. I know that's why you gave this person the highest honor, but you're sitting on the battlefield. That's just stupid. You need to have peace. Your child needs to be in harmony and peace. Your child is not going to be in harmony and peace being around that bitterness, that resentment, that anger, that coldness. Even if you are pretending to be the perfect little family, and you know, you might argue, might be those kind of people that drop the kids off so that you can come home and have a big old fight with your love. But that's the worst. You should have harmony. Your divine feminine is there with some friendship, some balance, and some peace, because that's what your divine feminine wants. Your divine feminine understands that it's not about some great big fancy house. Does she like to live in a house? Sure she does. I'm sure she does. But not in a house with an empty family room. Fuck that. You want peace in your life. You want to have balance in your life. And more than anything, you just want to be friends, okay? Be friends. And because there's happiness, there's a clear headspace, and there's a perspective. Remember when I was saying, where is that? Where I was talking about the divine masculine is looking at things from a higher perspective, okay? Here it is right here. In the distant horizons, he knows that he's going to be better off. He's going to be better off. Look at the sun. The sun is right there. Happiness, perspective, a different, looking at life with a different perspective, a higher perspective, not looking at things as so 3D, looking at things as a more spiritual instead of being so superficial. That's what that is about. And being in a clear headspace, because that will give you a clear headspace. So let's get a conversation. Let's get a conversation and let's close this up. Okay. Let's have some words between the divine masculine and divine feminine. Okay. Oops. There's clarity coming in this situation. There's going to be honest intentions. And there's going to be truth. This connection confuses me and I don't know what to do. Well, yeah. How about that? The divine feminine doesn't know what to do either sometimes. So welcome to the party. It is a confusing thing. But it's, if you follow your gut, follow your heart. It comes confusing when you start listening to the words whispering that, you know, this person is never going to change, or I don't know what I'm going to do. How am I going to make it? Trust. Your divine masculine wants you to know that I haven't forgotten you. And divine masculine, your divine feminine hasn't forgotten you either. What else? Even though there's a distance between you, what's he have to say about this harmony? What's going to be said about the harmony? Oh, excuse me. If you saw the real me, would you still love me? See, that's something else too, because the divine masculines wear those masks, okay? So they're concerned that if you saw the real me, would you love me? Would you love me as much as you do? Because they swear you don't know them. But remember, divine masculine, your divine feminine has done her work. She knows that this is a twin flame relationship. She knows who you are. She's seen you at soul level. She's seen you at your worst, and she still loves you. So while you're sitting up there, you know, would you still love me? Of course she would, nut, because she has the peace, the harmony. She wants that with you, okay? And she's seen you. She knows you. So yes, she would still love you. Don't be afraid, my love. Don't be afraid, because she's not going to abandon you. She's like my ass. You've been around long enough, you know, but you leaving there for. Okay, so better off. Happiness, perspective, clear head. Oh, these are way too many cards. Oh, I get sleepy. Let me get this done. I just got so much stuff to do before I close my eyes. Okay, better off. What do you have to say? What do you have to say? What do you have to say about this? Please give me another chance. Even though the divine masculine thinks that the divine feminine might be better off, or the divine feminine may be thinking, you know, because of this resentment and shit, that she's better off without your ass. She's happy, you know, but the perspective in the divine masculine is saying, okay, I know. Okay, you just said you see me, so would you please just give me another chance? And I don't know, Divine Feminine, will you give your masculine another chance? Like I said, I know some people who have walked straight, they fuck off the journey, like, fuck that, I'm done, I'm out, peace, peace. And others are different, okay? And why? Because they don't know how to have a healthy relationship. Because they've never had a healthy relationship. Because they're in such an unhealthy relationship. It's bad, bad. But they want to change because they think that they're missing an opportunity. They know that you are a divine partnership and they're looking at things in a higher perspective. So they're not as concerned as they used to be about their child, because why would a child be raised on a battlefield? You feel me? That's not healthy. Excuse me. So they don't know how to have a healthy relationship with divine masculine. Do your work. Your feminine has done her work. I bet you she has learned how to have a healthy relationship. Okay, so let's see. Let's get some messages. Now that's what he's had to say. I haven't forgotten you. What do you have to say about that, Divine Feminine? Oh my God, these little cards drive me crazy. Okay, here we go. Divine Feminine says, some days are easier than others, but I still feel like you're there somewhere. I resonate with that so much. Some days are great and I'm just moving along, and then there are other days that I just get slammed, and I always feel my divine masculine is there. That's why I say the air I breathe, because he's breathing the same air. Okay, so Divine Feminine, what's your higher self have to say to that? I wasn't sure how my life would change. You know what? I always do this. The dark card is Divine Feminine. Some days are easier than others, but she's always feeling you. She always feels that you're there. You know, some days, you know, move quite along. And so the Divine Masculine says, I know, I haven't forgotten you, but I wasn't sure how my life would change if I continued the connection. So there was that fear, that ego, which caused the distance, the separation, and the barriers, okay? The connection was confusing. They didn't know what to do with it. They still probably don't know what to do with it, half of them. And he just wasn't sure how their life would change because they didn't want anybody to know. A lot of you Divine Feminines, you know that you were a whole secret. So they didn't want, you know, I remember my Divine Masculine, I was talking about meeting somebody and they literally said, well, how would I introduce you? Who would I say you were? I was like, say I'm your people, I'm your friend. And you're like, oh. So yeah, they weren't sure how. Fear, which caused barriers, okay? And all you got to do is just live in your own truth, be in your own strength, be in your own power, be proud of who you are, and trust and believe. People wish they had a relationship like this. They wish that the connection that they could have with another individual was like the twin flame connections. It's unlike anything. Nobody can have it like that. You could have a soulmate and that'd be cool, but ain't nothing. I mean, there is nothing greater than you, your twin, and God. That's that manifestation. You can manifest anything that you want. So the harmony, they're concerned about the balance of the friendship and harmony. And if you really saw them, could you still care about them? So what do you have to say about that, Divine Feminine? Oh, dude. And this card moved on its own. I don't know if you saw that bad boy move, but that moved on its own to me. I feel like I waited an eternity for you. And then there you were. And now you're not. Again, I wonder when the right time is. So there is the harmony, the peace, the balance, the friendship, and understanding that if I saw the real you, yes, I still love you because I've waited for you an eternity. And then you were here and now you're not. And then again in the cycle. And I wonder when it's going to be the right time. When? Okay? When is what the Divine Feminine is saying. Like, you sit up there worried about if somebody see you. She already seen you. She already know you. She already know who you is. Okay. And your response to that is, I'm aware I sabotaged this connection. This was old patterns and defensive. Okay, so this is that's come out before. I'm aware I sabotaged. So the divine masculine is like, I know you waited, I know you were here, I know we were there, and I know I just turned around and like go all the way back to here and just ghosted the fuck out you and left you all alone, and you know, just walked away and just, you know, probably didn't even say anything except peace, if that. So he's aware that he sabotaged, or she's aware that she sabotaged the relationship, and this was just old patterns and defenses. I know that my masculine has said, oh, okay, when I'm done, I'm just going to ghost you, I'm not going to answer your phone calls, because that's what he's always done. It was a pattern, okay? It's a pattern and defense. If it got to be too hot, if it got to be too heated, if it got to be too much, if there was, especially being in that egotistical, you know, just using people for what you could get from them, and then moving on. And that's just a pattern of defense, and that's why they're sitting in a great big old fancy house offering somebody the highest honor, because they've had a child with that person, and now they're concerned because the highest honor is a fucking battlefield. Okay, so please give me another chance, better off, happiness. So the divine masculine realizes that, okay, we've done all this, but I know I can have harmony, peace, balance, and friendship with this person. And there, we could be happy. I could be happy because I'm going to be in my space. She's going to be in her space. We're going to come together into our space. You feel me? It's not, you know, codependent energy. It's not depending on someone to take care. It's a give and take. It's a peace. It's a balance. Okay. Remember that balance, this card that came out? Where is it? Look, this is about equality. This is about giving to each other, respecting each other, understanding each other. This is not about being being on a battlefield, for sure. Deaf to that behavior, because divine feminine sits here as the independent, you know, the Nine of Pentacles, independent. She has what she needs. Her back is turned. She don't really need her divine masculine for shit. She wants him. Okay, she loves him, but her back is turned and she's looking out because she doesn't need to. Spiritually, she's looking and she's grounding herself. Look at the trees, and she's in the air and she's free, and she's Gucci. Okay, she's good. She wants the death of the shit that was going on. Okay, so now he's asking for another chance, feminine. Now he's asking for another chance. What are you saying? So what do you have to say to that? Lord have mercy, these things flew. Oh, Melissa, just pick this one up, please. Okay. Everyone deserves love. Self-respect and self-love are necessary foundations for a healthy relationship. So, the divine masculine is saying, I don't know how to have a healthy relationship. But he knows that he could be happy. He knows that there could be a peace in their balance. There is an understanding, because your divine masculine, as I said, is looking at shit. Where's that card again? From a higher perspective. So he's looking at the distance. This divine masculine is looking at you, pulling up the weight of the world that's held him down. So he's seeing with a different perspective. So he wants to have another chance at this relationship. He wants to be able to start over again in a healthy way, okay? Balanced with friendship and being happy and being clear-headed without all these clouded thoughts. If they were coming in with an unhealthy connection to you, having in a third-party situation, you know, allowing this, balancing people. All right, balancing. He might be not talking to you right now because he's healing, because he's ready to come into the Nine of Cups energy with satisfaction, and you're his wish fulfillment. So he's asking for another chance, and he says, everyone, and this he's saying, the divine feminine is saying in response to this, everyone deserves love. Self-respect, self-love are necessary foundation. So respect yourself first, divine masculine. Show your self-respect. Show your self-love. Going all the way back to the very first card pull. This Ace of Cups is a love invitation, but you can't offer this invitation if you have not filled up this love yourself. So you have to love yourself. You have to have respect for yourself. You have to be able to sit in this energy and turn your back on everybody who's not giving you self-respect, who's not giving you love, if you're not self-respecting yourself or giving yourself self-love, you're not going to have a healthy relationship. You got to do your work. Your house will always be empty if you do not do this work. That's the foundation for the healthy relationship, and that's what your feminine is offering you. But let's see what she has to say. And she's ready for a healthy relationship. Look at her. She's standing over there. Where are you at? I'm sitting here with the fucking flower, okay? So, yeah. And she's resenting that, okay? She's resenting that. And you're resenting not being with her because you have clarity about this situation. You know that shit that you're in is shallow. You know it's shallow, it's superficial, and guess what? You're bored because you're with somebody who's basically blank unless it comes in negativity. Okay, so you want to purify, purge, and you want clean energy. You want to have clean energy, and these are my confessions. Oh, your divine masculine might give you an unexpected message. You may be unveiling, but there's going to be justification coming, okay? Divine feminine. So it's going to be all right, baby girl. It's going to be okay. So what do you have to say to him? What do you have to say to her, divine masculine? Because she told you this is what it takes to have a healthy relationship. As a matter of fact, I'm going to pull these cards because there are all these feminine messages here. These little bitty cards are a trip. Oh, Lord. I'm about to knock everything over. Oh my God, there's still more. Okay. Oh, is my big head in there? I got my hair pulled back in a bun. Okay, so. One more message before we close out. One more message from the feminine. I got to get some message from spirit. You know what I do. Can't let spirit out because it's all about the spirit. Everyone deserves love. And what did she say? So the divine masculine is saying, I still want you. And he's still fighting his feelings because he doesn't know how to be healthy. Okay, so the energy at the bottom of the deck over here is healing and recovery. So if your divine masculine is not making any moves, he's recovering, he's healing. Be patient, divine feminine. If you waited this long, child, you can wait a little bit longer. And he's jealous too. I know you're with others. I don't like it, but I've learned. Oh no. This is the divine feminine. I know you're with others. I don't like it, but I've learned to accept it for now. She's like, okay, do your thing. She knows that you've tried to. There are other women or other men, depending on what gender, that you've tried to. That you're doing. You're doing. All right. So let's get one message from spirit about what do you think about this relationship. What do you think about this relationship, spirit? Romantic. Okay, there's a lot of passion. I still want you. I'm fighting my feelings. Allow your heart and soul to sing with joy. Masculine, resonate on a higher vibration. That passion that you have, your feminine feels that for you too. A true love story never ends. So resonate with that. If you do resonate with that, vibe high. Don't think about what's not going to happen. Think about what could happen. Stop being afraid. Do what your divine feminine has done. She's trusted spirit and moved, and I bet you've seen her be successful. Okay? Divine feminines are okay. A divine feminine is okay. I don't know any divine feminines not doing all right. They might be, struggling a little bit with some emotional shit, but the ones that are doing their work, they are doing their work. So could you give me 2 messages, spirit, about this relationship? Here's one. One more message, spirit, please. One more message. Just one more message. That's all we need. Okay. You don't want to? We'll take this one. Stay optimistic about your love life. Positive thinking and faith will bring you romance. See? Didn't I just say that? Stay in a high vibration. Stay divine masculine. Don't worry that she's not going to like you when she meets you, okay? When she sees you. She already knows you, okay? Divine feminine, you're independent. Stay in your high vibe, okay? When you do feel low, then recognize it's safe for you to love. Open your heart and give and receive the highest energy of all. This is a sacred union. This was picked by God. You have a contract. Where was that? Where was it that said it? Don't you understand? Can I pull it out and let you see it again here so that you'll have a clear understanding, divine masculine, because the feminine already knows. This is a divine partnership. This is from the divine. Look at the storm clouds. It's not easy, but it's worth it. You'll never have another relationship like it. Nobody, people will be so resentful of the fact of how you and your divine feminine relate to each other, okay? It's nothing like it. The divine feminines and the masculines that are in union that I know personally, they blow me away. They are phenomenal. So one more message from Spirit, one for the divine masculine and one for the divine feminine, please. Divine masculine, you'll go second. Overall energy for you both is be bold and make the first move. Divine masculine, if you've been sitting on your laurels, you need to make the first move. You need to be bold and make the first move. This is the cardinal move. This is, see, not making that move. Look at these cards. The distance. Not making moves is putting a barrier between you. It's putting a major barrier between you, okay? It's causing separation and it's causing further space between you. So look at this. Spirit is saying make the first move. Don't be afraid. Don't think that you're going to be denied. Don't think that you're going to be slammed. Make the first move, divine masculine. That is the divine masculine. I'll put that here. Divine feminine. What does Spirit want to tell you? What do you need to do in this relationship? In this connection? What is your advice? Communication is key, okay? And that's the full moon, new moon in Gemini. This is a new moon in Gemini, which I don't know when that is. But this communication, okay? So clearly communicate your needs. Clearly set your boundaries. If you need to be spoken, if you need to have communication, let your divine masculine knows that you need communication. You have to communicate your needs. If you've been one who's been kind of like let your divine masculine do what he wants to walk all over because you were calling yourself being understanding and not wanting to give him a hard time, well, Spirit is saying fuck that. Let somebody know what you need. It's safe for you to love. Open your heart. And if they don't receive it, guess what? There's going to be a purifying of that. You're going to be okay. Because like I shared with you, the person I just had a reading for right before I pulled these cards for you guys was sitting across this table, and Spirit told her to let that ex go. That the person that she was in a new relationship, it's been around for a couple of months, that new relationship is healthy, okay? This unhealthiness, this ghosting, this non-communication, Spirit is saying communication is key. If you can't communicate, then why are you even trying, okay? There are confessions. Someone needs to let somebody know what's up, okay? So yeah, that's it. Emotions are running high. Okay, so there's some high vibes, high emotions going on. And yeah, that's it. So that's what's going on. I'm going to get off here right now. If this resonated with you, just like the video. If you are interested in a personal reading, I do have time for personal readings. I do personal readings all week long. And now I'm doing them after work, but I'm getting them done because my clients and my Divine Healing family, I love them and I love you too. So I want you to take care. I want you to really focus on your journey and what it is that you need. What are your intentions? This moon in Jupiter, is this Jupiter in Pisces thing is major, okay? So set your intentions, because you don't want to go through the same dumb shit for another 10 years or whenever this Jupiter in Pisces comes back around. All right, so set your intentions, what it is that you want to happen over the next month, what it is you want to happen over the next decade. What is it? Set your intentions and do it, okay? I write mine down on a piece of paper. I do whatever I do. I write them down in the piece of paper and then I burn it, okay, under the energy of the new moon. Set your crystals out under the new moon, just like the full moon, and let them be charged up and cleansed, okay? Recharged for their intention in your life, all right? So that's it. Love and light, peace, and most of all, the air I breathe, my love.